Alright, looks like we're ready to start the real process now. Welcome to my black walnut processing station. It's just a little table I made, basically with the nut cracker on one side and the nut husker on the other. So we'll do the cracking later. What we're doing right now is husking the black walnuts. Take the husk off the outside and get to the hard nut inside. Now, I didn't quite get to these nuts the day I was filming. I was too lazy. So they did go kind of black, as you see. But just because they're black doesn't mean they're bad. Now, see here, sometimes I have a really black one that I husk, and in the end, it turns out to be a perfectly good nut inside. A nice, full nut meat, healthy. And then, of course, there's some, like this nice green one. It looks nice, but then I crack it open in the end, and there's no nut meat. It's just shriveled up. So it's hard to tell. Like this, I just have to husk them all right now. But later on, next step, I do have a trick, a pretty foolproof trick as it is, to find out which nut meats are shriveled up and which are still good. So this machine here, which I've jacked up on this board and have a chute underneath, is not specifically meant for black walnuts. It's really meant for corn. So how it works is you put whatever you're trying to do, supposed to be corn, into the top, and there on this plate there's teeth, and when you crank it, the teeth will rip off the kernels from the corn and drop out the bottom, and husk will come out the side. Now, black walnuts work a little differently because the thing that's on the outside you don't want, as opposed to corn. You want the nice hard nut that's underneath all that hull there. So it works a little bit differently. Everything just drops out the bottom, so I've had to kind of hack this a little bit, put some plates on, and this chute. So everything just kind of will actually just gather up here. And what I do is, once enough is gathered up, I pick out the actual nut and pop it through this hole, goes down the chute and into that basket. And then once I've done that, I open this gate and shove the rest of the husk into the bucket. So that's how I separate them. And this is a very time-consuming process. It'll probably take me a good, maybe half an hour to do a half wheelbarrow. Probably won't do that much today. Just get started. And the other thing is that I probably told you earlier, and you probably already know this, black walnut trees are very messy, in a large part to the actual black walnut. So what you may not have known, though, is that it doesn't just stain, but the acids from the husk are so strong that if you overexpose your skin to them, it could actually give you a stomachache. So I'm probably using the wrong terminology. It's some other fancy word, but how I heard it was acids. So what I actually have to do is I have some special black walnut armor, which I guess I should get on now. So let's do it. Alright, here we go. Plastic poncho, nitro gloves, rubber boots. Okay, so I'll just get started here and see you when I'm done. So once you've got a good bit of nuts, like that there, and a bunch of empty holes, toss that over there. The next step is to use my trick to find out which nuts are good and which are bad. So what you do is very simply just get a wheelbarrow or a bucket of water. and this is about half full. Just go the nuts and just simply dump them in. So the science behind this, more like logic, is the bad nuts will have shriveled nut meat, and so therefore there'll be more air or gas buildup inside the nut. So therefore it should float. The good ones are denser because the nut meat should be filled out and nice and healthy and firm. So I dump them in and shake them around a little bit, and sure enough, you come to the top. I'm not sure if you can see them here. These, they float. So see there. So what I just do is I just go grab them and toss them into my whole bucket, which will later go get dumped. And then there you go. That's simple as that. You've separated the good nuts from the bad, and now we're ready to go get the big guns out.